very
Personally sponsored.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, everybody ready? Got white balance? We got a balance?
Honey.
Everybody good?
That jacket, man, that's like 90s right there, bro.
Yeah,
That's like a fresh 90s tracksuit right there.
Before you were born.
I like that, yeah.
I pulled it out back in my pocket.
That's pretty sweet, man. I like it,
A
dude.
green one.
I like it. It's good, dude.
Any more fashion questions we need to talk about? Is everybody good? Everybody got their fashion straight?
How we got to see today, how does what we saw stack up to kind of what you've seen so far through spring?
I guess kind of on par a little bit. I mean, we turned it over twice today. Interceptions, we hadn't really turned the ball over for the most part throughout the course of the first three practices. So one was a really good play by the corner on a play action where Devin turned his back to the defense, lost the corner, kid made a really good play. And then the other one, I told the receiver to run a go, he ends up running a stop, and we have a miscommunication. So those are correctable. It wasn't like we were being reckless with the football, which I appreciated in terms of the ball security, but some ups and downs. That's the kind of thing that the motto right now is, how do we sustain success? Play in and play out. All right, we can do a rack of 4 plays. Well, we can't have 2 up and 2 down, right? Or even 3 up and 3, 1 down. We've got to try to sustain success, play in and play out, in order for us to get to where we want to go. And there was times of it today.
Operationally, are things clicking?
Yeah.
The huddle?
From that standpoint, yes. We got to really work on our snaps. We're working with a couple different centers right now. Jagger's getting some reps. Still, Eli's still going to be mixing in. Obviously, we got Kobe, Keenum's, and young kids. So just kind of some of the snaps right now we're working on from an operations standpoint, just being sharp and crisp every single time. But not like procedures, things like that. We had one of them today. I think we were offsides, but solid.
The under center thing with Devin?
Yeah.
How you doing?
He's doing all right. It's still a work in progress. It's 4 practices in. Like that play action, for instance, where he turned his back to the defense from underneath the center, and he just lost the corner. And that's going to happen when you just don't have vision on him for the whole time. So that repetition, learning from that, but from the run game standpoint and operating underneath the center has been just fine. It's just some of those play actions to where he has to turn his back's been a little bit of a challenge at times.
How has the adjustment at center been for Jagger so far?
He's doing some good things. I mean, it's really hard to just kind of jump in and play center, right? You literally touch the football every play as an offensive lineman, and that's not easy to do when you've never touched the ball. So just snapping, the cadence, timing it up, and then having to go block and work your responsibility, that's not easy to do. So we're just trying to get some more bodies that can truly snap and just evaluate different positions, right? That's not set in stone for us right now. It's just a matter of, hey, how can we continue to develop depth at the center position while also knowing both Eli and Jagger can both play guard as well.
Is the communication point with that with Jagger, is that something you're putting on him, or is it like Eli and Kenneth, since they've been here so long, helping him out with that?
That's the goal, is to have them help him. For the first 3 practices, they kind of just let him go a little bit. And I say, hey guys, let's help the kid out a little bit. All right, the goal is for us to all be on the same page, and it wasn't like it was they were leaving him out to dry or anything. Just trying to get somebody to, they want to let the center ultimately be the communicator, right? So I think they did a better job of helping him out a little bit today, and that was the goal is, all right, hey, if Jagger's our center, which that's not the case for sure right now, we just want to make sure we get some guys doing it and see what some of those roster and lineup changes look like. They do need the help because they've done it before.
Liam, obviously you would like to have Wildcat Robinson back, but how does it change you as a play caller when you have a deeper group of receivers versus what you had 2 years ago?
Trying to just get them all in the grass and also get touches. Our receiver room is very different really than it was 2 years ago in terms of, all right, we had Josh Ali and Wandell 2 years ago, and you really knew, I guess, what both of those guys did well or didn't do well and where they fit in the offense, and trying to gear concepts towards them. Or Barion, Dane, Tavion DeKell, those guys are all a little bit different than them. So trying to just find out right now, as we learn the offense, I'm learning about them and trying to learn to see what they do well, what they, we need to work on, but also trying to see, all right, well, who fits on some of the routes that Wandell ran, who fits some of the routes that Josh ran and had success with, and trying to piece those things together. But sorry guys. Definitely a different room, but talented for sure.
Liam, what are you
Piggybacking-
seeing from the right tackle position?
Competition.
Has anybody
Really?
got an upper hand?
Nope. No upper hand right now. Straight competition, and just trying to find out who's going to be the guy. Obviously, there's a few guys that are competing for that job right now, and they're doing a good job competing. You know, but it's so early. We're our second day of pads. Really hard to truly evaluate that position right now. And we'll have a bunch of guys doing that competition, which will help out.
Liam, I don't think, outside of the interception and a couple of drops, I don't think I saw the ball on the ground with Devin the whole practice. Is that accuracy been as advertised?
Extremely. For the most part, he really prides himself on taking care of the football, taking check downs, slightly moving in the pocket and finding his outlets. He does a nice job of playing on schedule, playing on time. He understands the rhythm. He understands the pocket. He does a great job. I overcoached him on one. First play of the whole team, we had a touchdown on a throwback to Dane, and I said, hey, man, if you get a little pressure, just whip it out there to Barion and just let's move on and play the next play. He does what I tell him to do, and we actually picked up the protection grade, and it would have been a touchdown. So that's that's me overcoaching him. And I should just let him play because he really does a nice job of kind of playing within the rhythm and timing of the play.
Liam, when you first got here, you talked about how the offense should be different because of what you picked up and new personnel. When the fans take a look at this team, is there anything in particular you might notice in that regard?
I don't know. Right now it's hard to really see, I guess, who we're truly going to be without Brendan Bates, Dingle, Caddis, those guys. So it's really hard for us to see. What's nice about those guys being out right now is our receivers are getting a ton of reps because we're having to play in some more 11 personnel versus being a little bit more 12, which I think we relied on pretty heavily in 21. That's probably the only difference, I guess, right now. I think if you look at us in the fall, probably 11 personnel, 12 personnel team. Similar, it's going to look, I gotta believe, pretty similar to 2021 to the fans. But in terms of who the offense is run through, right? 2 years ago, the offense ran through Chris Rodriguez, Wandell Robinson, and our quarterback. And I can't say if that's the case right now. I have no idea.
Those
And
tight
you brought up
ends now,
we're
those tight ends.
shorthanded in the
Yeah.
tight end room, but it's giving obviously some younger guys and some different guys a chance at snaps right now. What have you seen from the guys who have been able to play so far?
Yeah, Isaiah Cummings just, coming along, right? I mean, obviously, he was a big part of our offense in 2021. He was really coming along towards the end of that season. And now, we got him into that same role that he was in. We're trying to drop a little bit of pounds off of him because he gained some weight in order to truly kind of play more tight end last year. So we're trying to shed some pounds off of him, get him back playing fast to where he was. And then I like Kamari Anderson as a young kid. He's got some tools. He's got some really good-looking kid out there in terms of his size. He doesn't look like a kid that should be a senior in high school still right now. So excited about his development and growth, and then really excited to see some of those other guys get back on the grass.
Liam, you talked about Anderson there. Is there any other young guys that have kind of surprised you? Last year, Dane Key was a huge name that came around here.
Honestly, right now, I think a lot of those guys are just trying to learn. It's really hard for freshmen right now to truly shine. Their heads are just like this, and I think that you see some good things out of some of those younger players, but it's hard to just say, all right, yeah, I can really envision this kid being a stud. That's hard to say right now, and honestly, with some of those freshmen, we really want them to come along, but they've got to earn it a little bit first before we really kind of see some of the things that we're talking about out of the Dane Keys of the world and things like that.
The first top receivers, Barry and Dane,
Yeah.
to a certain extent what they're going to bring. What can DeKel bring the
Yeah.
offense, and what have you seen from him so far, and what do you
Yeah.
want to see from him moving forward?
Yeah, DeKel, last week in one of our practices, took a 10-yard out and went 70 to the house. He made the corner kind of slipped, and he took it to the house. He has long speed, which is something that obviously Barion has some speed. Dane's more of a jump ball kind of guy, can work the intermediates. DeKel hopefully can give us some top shelf things and be able to push the ball down the field. DeKel, went down to Florida over the spring break and was working with some really good football players around the National Football League and college landscape. So I think he's taking football really seriously right now, and I'm excited to see some of the improvements that he makes throughout this spring to be able to give us a role on this offense.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.
What's it like having Liam back?
Oh, it's been exciting just having him out there, like, with all these different things and, like, you know, plays, like, coming back to, like, from 2020. And, like, it's been exciting to have him back.
Is it exhausting though with only one other tight end in the room?
Oh, you can definitely feel it. So you got do every rep you can 100%, and they go see it on film that you're still trying. Like, obviously you will see some, like, plays might come off, but you go try to do it at 1% no matter what. And yeah, it goes have that type of fatigue, but you gotta make sure you like hydrate and just be ready for it.
You look clean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you got to do to drop some of those lbs? Liam said you're trying to lose a few.
Oh, I guess run. Just like run. Like in the sun, do as much as I can. Extra layers on me, like for practice, and just get in the weight room. Also, just lose weight, but also like still be able to gain muscle as well.
What do you like about the new kid, Kamari Anderson?
Oh, he takes coaching really well. So like he'll listen to me, he'll listen to Coach Morrow, Coach CJ, all of them, and he's really coachable. I really like him because he takes coaching. He doesn't like make the second mistake. Like he always like gets it better at the next time.
Your room's a little short-handed right now. Do you feel pressure to really take advantage of these reps that you're getting?
I just mean like just take every opportunity I get. So because I really want to like get back on that field and be able to show what I'm capable of doing. So just every rep I get, I gotta make sure I do it 100% and show them what I can do.
Yeah, so it's something that we decided we were going to try out. Obviously, when Coach Coen got here, just to see what works best for the team. And I've really loved it so far. Just being able to be more versatile. Obviously, I played guard last year and then tackle in high school. So being able to add that fifth position. Obviously, I feel like center is probably the hardest one. Just because you got to help people with calls, you got to make a snap, and then you got to do what you got to do too. So it's been fun, especially I'm super thankful for Drake because obviously he's done it. He did it at a high level. He's an All-American. So to be able to have him, and then obviously Eli, and even when Fortner's back right now, have him around to be able to help me. I feel like that's honestly helped speed up the process a lot.
You ever snapped a football before?
Yeah, I mean here and there, at camps, sometimes you get in there just to show people. But honestly, this is like my first time seriously like getting as many snaps as I can a day and really, trying to get that part down. Because once that part's down, I feel like everything else will slow down. So
He said those first couple of days that Kenneth and Eli kind of just let you be on your own, trying to learn that position. Does that kind of help you, kind of throwing you out there like that, kind of help you, or does it kind of you've been growing more as they've been helping you the last few days?
I feel like it's kind of like it's a weird saying, but like a training wheels thing. Like if Eli and Horsey help me with everything, it's like I'm never gonna. Why would I learn it? You know what I mean? It sounds weird, but whenever you get thrown in the water or thrown on the bike with no training wheels, you're either gonna learn or fall. So I've fallen a few times and I've learned from those. And just keep getting better, and that's all you can really do.
What's been the hardest thing to adjust to with the position?
I would just say, not having a stagger makes blocks really weird, and then you're not off the line, so everyone's behind you, and you're there, so the dude is right on your face. Like, you can talk to him, have conversation with him. It's just kind of weird, because when you're pass blocking, you got to get off the line rather than, stay where you are, so it's just been weird to learn a little bit.
It's also kind of unique that you all are three positions or lined up next to each other. You're still in between Eli and Kenneth, but you've all slowed down.
Yeah, no, we've definitely talked about that. I'm super thankful for that Horsey came back and having Eli back. I mean, they've been great role models and leaders since I got here. So have some of the foundation that I came in with to continue to learn from as I continue to just try to get it the best I can be is awesome.
And I know communication wasn't always clear last year, but that sort of rapport with those guys, what you're going to get kind of lined up next time.
Yeah, I mean, last year, especially those guys, including me, just being from Lexington, the Lexington kid, Eli's from Lexington. Horsey, basically he's from Lexington, he's been here. We take a lot of pride in what we do, and last year it was, it wasn't good, and everybody knows that, so we're going to get it fixed, and, we're working every day to make people proud and kind of build back that wall. We made a saying in the off season, just brick by brick, rebuild the wall. So that's what we're doing every day. Have as much enthusiasm and excitement to come in here and get better. You're good.
What's the best piece of advice you've got from either Drake or Eli, guys who've been at that spot?
Probably just to slow down. I've always kind of tried to do everything 100% speed because that's what I feel like honestly kind of got me here is my athleticism. So it's not always good like if you're blocking a nose, like you don't need to be 100% speed to go a yard because then you're out of control. So like just them telling me like be under control and just slow things down in your brain. Like at the end of the day, it's still football. You know, it's supposed to be fun. We're not supposed to come in here and be all, you know, sometimes I feel like in the beginning, especially starting to play center, I was just nervous, you know, like I don't want to mess up, but it comes down to like if I make the wrong call, even as long as we're all on the same page, you know, like we're gonna be right in a way because everyone's blocking the same people just in different ways.
So far, in terms of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, obviously coming off of spring break, a little rusty getting out there. I think, you know, guys were starting a little bit slow, you know, but we're all learning. I think every single day, you know, guys are coming in, watching film, and, you know, everyone was just kind of getting back over this past weekend. So today, I mean, I don't think it was our best game. It wasn't our A game, like kind of how, you know, we ended a couple weeks ago. But, you know, there's still some really good things going on out there. And, I mean, like I said, it's practice day one, and we're going to respond on Thursday.
How is it working with Liam?
It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, I have fun every day, just like the rest of the guys in that room. I mean, it's really like a brotherhood, and, you know, he really just, like, brings the excitement to the game because he understands the position, and he's very collaborative with all of us on, you know, how we see the game, and, you know, he played the position too, so he understands a lot.
Devin, what have been your impressions of Dekel Crowder's working with Liam? We just talked to Liam about him.
Yeah.
Says he's got kind of top shelf speed, maybe he could be a field stretcher for you all. What do you see from him?
Yeah, very impressive. Very impressive. I think, you know, Dekel is very eager and hungry to take that next step. You know, he's one of the first receivers that I met when I first came here on a visit, and, you know, he just told me that he's going to work for me. He's going to try to be a guy for, you know, this team, and, you know, he's trying to prove that each and every day. And, I mean, I'm excited. It makes my job a lot easier just spitting the ball out to him and letting him, you know, use his speed and take off and run, but he's definitely getting better and better every day.
Devin, I know you've heard a lot about Barion and Dane coming in here. Now that you've had a couple of days working with them in pads, what have you picked up about their game and what you two can do together?
Yeah, I mean, it's just exciting. I mean, it's really cool to see, you know, even just looking back from last year's film, when we break it down a little bit, the type of plays that they were making as true freshmen. And, you know, now being out there, you know, they got more reps under their belt, and me kind of filling in with, you know, a ton of reps under my belt. Those guys are just very eager to learn. And, I mean, it's been awesome being able to throw the ball to Dane and Barion, but at the same time, you know, calling those guys up at any time and watching film with them because, you know, they want to learn from me as well as I want to learn from them. And I just think every day we just want to make each other better.
You connected with Dane more than once in traffic.
Yeah.
Tell me about his skill set.
Yeah, Dane is a tremendous talent. I mean, you heard Coach Coen saying, you know, each one of those guys in that room kind of bring a different type of aspect to the field. And, you know, Dane, he prides himself on his craft. I mean, obviously he's a big body guy, can go up and get the ball, but, you know, like I said, he's young. He still wants to get better in every aspect of his game. And, you know, for me, just giving those guys a chance and just giving them an opportunity to catch the ball, I mean, Dane, Barion, Dekel, Tavion, they're going to make plays. So that's pretty easy.
Devin, it looked like on the interception it was a play action where you had to turn your back.
Yeah.
That you obviously weren't doing that in your previous offense. How big an adjustment is that?
I mean, it was our first time running that play. We just put it in, I think, you know, yesterday. But, I mean, it's a little bit different. I mean, but that's what we practice for. I mean, Max made a great play. Like you said, kind of turned my back. Got to, you know, see in front of my throw a little bit more. But, I mean, that's what we practice for. I'd rather throw the picks now than in the game. So it was a really good play by our defense. But like I said, on Thursday, we'll get them back.
Pass protection was a problem at times last year for this team. Obviously, you weren't here. But what have you seen out of your offensive line, and how are they coming together?
Yeah, I think a lot better. I mean, I remember, you know, before we started spring ball when we were doing the workouts, I'm pretty sure it was Horsey and Eli Cox. They kind of just called a meeting to just reestablish their brand of football. You know, Kentucky has always been hard-nosed and, you know, built up front, and those guys made it a point that, you know, they're going to try to work to get back to that type of brand of football. And, you know, that was very rewarding to see, you know, coming in as a, you know, new guy and a quarterback, that those guys understood, you know, what they needed to take off the film from last year and how much better they're trying to get for this year.
Appreciate it. In your opinion, as a quarterback, you've seen a lot of defenses play a lot of football. What is it that Kentucky's defense does well, and what is it for you as a quarterback that makes it maybe difficult to play against the style of ball like?
Yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost is just the toughness. I mean, our defense is very hard-nosed. They're going to, you know, make sure that you earn it on offense. And then, you know, Coach White does a great job of scheming. I mean, like you said, I've seen a ton of defenses, a ton of drop 8 and, you know, 4 down, odd fronts, and, you know, we really do it all. And, I mean, when you have guys like J.J. Weaver that can, you know, rush the edge but then, you know, drop into coverage and be really good at both of them, that makes my job a lot harder. And I mean, the DBs are doing a great job holding their disguises, and our young linebackers look really well too. G-Jack and Trevin Wallace, and then obviously our D-line. That's where it all starts. So I think each and every week for every opponent, it'll be challenging.
You talk about the young guys a lot. What's it like being the old head?
It's different, man. It's different. I feel like I've been playing college ball forever. But I mean, I love being around those guys. I love, just talking ball. They love, what I appreciate about being around the young guys is they always ask me about my journey. They ask me, why I chose to come here to Kentucky, what it was like playing in some big games in the ACC. And, that just makes me feel much more appreciated. Even though I'm an older guy, those younger guys are still, looking up to me in a sense. But, me being an older guy, I'm still learning from them too.
You can feel the vibe get a lot more better.
With all the injuries to the tight end room, the guys that aren't playing this spring, you're getting a ton of reps right now, and that can only help you.
Oh yeah, I gotta take every opportunity I can. So like, every rep I get, even though I'm fatigued, I gotta do it 100%. So it's been really nice to have that type of opportunity, and I just gotta make the full of it.
Of course, your time's been limited with Devin, but just what are your impressions of him as a QB and what you're seeing from him?
Oh yeah, he's been really good. I'm trying to build that chemistry with him so we can have those different one-on-one matches and just be able to find the ball when he throws it up and I'll go get it. So I'm really excited for this season.
So I know last year was frustrating for you, but what did you learn from that experience?
Just don't take anything for granted because anything can happen. So I just gotta make sure that doesn't happen again and just give everything I got so they know I'm here, I'm trying to play, and I want to show what I can do.
Do you think there was something that wasn't working last year that was? I mean, obviously, at the end of 21, you were coming on really strong at that point.
Oh yeah, I really don't know for sure, but I mean it is what it is. I mean I'm just gonna take that as a lesson and just move on and keep working. So that stuff doesn't happen again.
How excited were you when Liam came back, knowing that he knew how to use your skills?
It was nice having someone that knew me and knew how to work with me and put me in those positions to be successful. So having him back made me very excited.
He said that you were trying to lose some weight to get back up to that fast. Did you feel like you had to gain weight to be more of a traditional tight end?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you go face them SEC D linemen, SEC linebackers. So those are some big boys. So that's why I felt like I had to gain some weight during that year. But if I need to lose some weight, I'll get it done.
How do you feel like the offense overall with Liam is going?
Oh, it's going really well. People are starting to pick up things really quickly because some of the stuff from Rich is kind of similar, but also different in different wording. But it's been really good.
What does Liam do?
Yeah, of course. I can just feel it. How he come in, energy at meetings as well. So just knowing we have somebody that's real big on special teams, man, it's good. So we have offense ready, defense ready, but special teams win games. So just having the coach that got the energy, making us do this, do that, man, it's wonderful.
How much fun is it when you know that you got a go ball dialed up and Devin can let it rip?
Man, feel good. I always been a go ball type of receiver anyway since high school. I just love the goals because I know when I get on your toes, it's over. So just knowing I got a quarterback that can put it out there, man, it's great.
Notice today that when you come out of your breaks, you got to be ready for that ball to be on you with Devin.
Yes, sir. Always. That's probably anywhere. You always got to be ready coming out the break. Have your eyes ready, hands ready, feet ready too. Make sure you keep your steps counted. Everything going good.
Slipping, going down, slipping today. What was the field?
Yeah, probably field wet. Yeah, field was real wet today.
What are some things that Devin does well?
One thing, he's a leader, which all a team need from a quarterback. Leader. Wonderful balls getting thrown. Gotta have a good quarterback that know when he wrong, know his mistakes, and that's something Devin do well. We always talk about how we can get better, what route I need to work on, how he need to throw it. So just having a quarterback that can point out everything that you need, point it out is very good.
Devin, what's the biggest difference for you from your freshman year to this year in spring practice?
I would say me just getting bigger, faster, me adjusting to the game, me being able to read the defenses more, being a young guy, stuff was coming fast at me. I wasn't, just trying to focus on the play, but now getting older, I can focus on the play, look at the defense, and know my route detail, and, just being able to keep working on that, man. Sky's the limit.
Barion, any of those corners that you particularly enjoy matching up against that give you a good challenge?
All of them, but Drew. Drew number 23, man, I love going against him because I know he gonna work, I'm gonna work, and you know when two people working, that's good competition. But all of them, all my guys, man, we all work.
What does this Liam Coen offense look like and feel like, and what's he like as a coach?
Man, it feel great, feel wonderful. Knowing, seeing what he did with you know Wandale and them. So knowing you got somebody that can spread the ball, throw it deep, but at the same time give it a running back a lot of carries too. So you know just being able to do that is more pressure on the defensive coordinator. So you know. When Liam, a wonderful guy, always laughing, always playing around, but when it's time for business, it's time to get down to business.
What are some differences just since he's gotten in here from last year?
Play calling, you know, different plays. He's coming from somewhere, so he's bringing some more plays. But really ain't too much of nothing different, man. Coach is going to coach, so, you know, just him being able to, you know, go to the next level and, you know, see what that's like and coming back and bringing it here is, you know, wonderful. So, you know, just kind of scrambling up the plays, that's all.
Does he like the middle of the field and the crossing routes a little more than the offense you were in, or is that maybe a product of Devin or a combination of both?
Honestly, I couldn't even answer that. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't even answer that one.
You're just running your routes?
Yeah, just running routes.
Everybody in that room wants to eat, but it's a deep room. Do you guys have a competition amongst yourself, and how fun is that?
Competition, I wouldn't say we necessarily a competition because, again, I love when I see Dane catch the ball. I love when I see Tavion. Love when I see Kel be White, so on and so on. And I know it's the same for me. Like, if y'all was out there, when we score, we always try to, like, the receivers is in, we always trying to run to the end zone, you know, turn up with one another. So you just know we have that type of room is good because, you know, somewhere else might have, you know, arguments, competition. But here we all like to see each other win.
Looked like you juked Dane pretty good.
Oh, thank y'all. I made Dane fall. Get this, I made Dane fall. And I told him before that happened I was going to make him fall, too. So that was good. That was way good.
How are you and how are all the guys feeling just getting back, you know, spring practice, trying to get better?
Really, me personally, I'm just happy to see one another. I love hanging out with the guys, love, you know, getting bigger, better with the guys. And it's all just laugh and giggles when we came back.
What part of your game has grown the most since the season ended?
I would say my mindset, mentally, like I said, just being able to know my play call, knowing what he got on the other side, and knowing what the defense is in, too. You know, just being able to get that down pat.
We were wondering what about your 40 time. You think you could get to the 4.2s?
Of course.
Have you run one?
I ain't never ran one, but of course. I feel like I can do anything. Humble way though.
Devin said he's learning you're really hard to overthrow. How many times in your career would you say a quarterback has thrown it over your head?
Not very much. Only time probably is when I run a D route and I come back and got to run another one. That's about the only time. But like I told Will, me coming, I'm like, man, just throw the ball far as you can. I promise I'm gonna run under there and get it.
Would you say you lack confidence?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Yes.
But I'm feeling great. Just getting back with everything, with almost spring break, everything. Just getting back to our roots and working hard and taking it day by day.
You know, we don't get to see a lot of practices. How did today compare to the average day so far?
I mean, it's pretty average. Offense, we got to pick it up a little bit on our side. It's just installing new plays and stuff. So everything, once we get rolling a little bit, then we should be fine after everything going on.
Working with the guys to block
He's quick, he's good with his hands, he's really elusive, stronger than you expect. He's a really good player, and I'm just glad I can sharpen iron with him every day.
Marcus, you mentioned install. Liam's bringing an NFL playbook. Has that been an adjustment for you? Has it been more difficult? Maybe picking it up quicker than what you were at Northern Illinois?
It's about the same. You know, I struggle with some stuff, and Coach Coen do a great job, and Coach Ian both do a great job of meeting with us and making sure that we understand everything from start to finish. If we need extra help, we need extra help. So we just go in and get extra help when we need it, but everything basically fall in place.
Devin talked a little bit about like a big blue wall meeting that Horsey and Cox called sort of at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
What sort of advice have they given you so far?
Just keep on playing hard. It's a big tradition here, so I'm glad to be part of the tradition and just playing hard, being nasty, being aggressive, being physical, and just playing with that chip on your shoulder.
Having those guys that have been around for longer, has that made it easier for you transitioning in?
Yeah, just following their lead and doing everything they do, and actually just being an addition more than just being a new guy. It's really helped me get in the process of being here and being in Kentucky.
A lot of changes on the line this year, not just at your position. How is communication coming along at this point?
Oh, it's going good. We still have our our difficulties sometimes, but it comes with reps, comes with repetition, comes with just playing with those guys more and hearing voices more. So throughout this time in spring, it's going to be fine. It's going to improve.
What do you see in those other tackles, the guys who are either competing on the right side or the back end? How those guys come along?
Everybody doing good. It's just a process. We got young guys like Malachi and Kobe. So it's like for them, everything's spinning because of new plays. They just come out of high school. They're supposed to be preparing for prom right now. So like at the same time, just getting those guys along, and then everybody else with the technique and just knocking the rust off from spring break, and then these next few weeks we have more consistent schedule so we can actually hone in on fundamentals and stuff more.
Thanks, Marcus.